G'day guys, welcome back to Supercoach with DR and welcome to the official launch of the 2022 Supercoach season. I'm bloody pumped, very excited. I am about to upload my latest team update for late Jan. I'll do that after I do this video, but what I wanted to quickly do before that was just discuss some of the rule changes that are coming into the game this year, and there are certainly a few. I must admit, at the start I was thinking, oh geez, I'm not too happy about a couple of these, and I know that there are lots of maybe first time super coaches or rookie super coaches that are actually loving some of these new rules, but I think for some of the stalwarts, the people that have been playing for a long time, our initial reaction was we don't really love them too much. But I have got a little bit of clarity from Pete Jank, the godfather of fantasy sports. Make sure that you are following him on Twitter. Asked him a couple of questions just to clarify a couple of these rules and changes, and he has been able to help me out a little bit. Still a lot of water to go under the bridge, and remember, for these blokes that create or make these potential rule changes, they can't predict what's actually going to happen in the future. But I like the fact that they are trying to, I suppose, make up for things that didn't work too well last year and try to make the game fresh again. But let's go through some of the changes. I'm just on the Herald Sun here, and then I'll go to my Twitter account and show you some of the messages and replies that I have got from some people that do know what they're talking about when it comes to the rule changes. So basically, in a nutshell, we've got more trades, more flexibility, and more fun, they say, this year. I won't read through all this. You know that there's a 50 grand prize and rah. I will read this, however. This year, every coach will have 35 trades to use across the 23 home and away rounds. So that's an extra 5 on what we got last year, or what we started with last year anyway, including the all-new trade boosts that give you the option of adding a bonus trade when you need it most. Other new features include the addition of new dual position players mid-season, called the Jack Zeeble rule, and the ability to edit trades after lockout. So these are some major changes that we're seeing this year. Let's go into them in a little bit more detail. So you've got the trade boost. So every coach now has 35 trades to use over 23 rounds, maximum of 2 per round and 3 during the buys, unless you used one of your new trade boosts. So basically, you can use up to 5 trade boosts in any round of the season to gain extra trades for that round, up to a maximum of 3 per round or 4 during the buys. These bonus trades come out of your total of 25. So these are not 5 on top of the 35. They are included within that, but I think it's designed just to give you a little bit more flexibility, because we always have those rounds in our teams where we're looking at absolute carnage and struggling to field 22 for a number of reasons, and one of those reasons is obviously COVID. So you can choose to use some, all, or none of your 5 available trade boosts. So it's up to you on how you want to use that. Now, if I go to my Twitter here, I've got here, hi Al, I like some of the changes, but not a fan of the trade assist. Oh, sorry, no, that's the wrong one. Okay, here it is here. So quick question, fellas. What's the idea behind adding the 5 extra trades? Is it to cover teams in case of potential COVID outs, or is it likely we'll receive a few extra trades on top of the 35 if we have major COVID outs that are absolutely unavoidable? So Pete's actually replied to this. He said, certainly consideration, but definitely can't rule out any further changes at this stage. We'll have more in the coming weeks as we get closer to the season starting, and hopefully a clearer picture on how it may pan out. So as I said, it's really tough for these blokes to predict what's going to happen if there is some sort of major COVID outbreak. So in other words, what I think Pete's trying to say here is that, look, they have considered that in giving us the 5 extra trades, but we can't rule out some possible extra trades on top of those 35 during the season, depending on what happens. So hopefully that's a little bit of clarity on that one there. Now, the player position updates. This is a huge one. It says, and I do have a little bit of info on this, player position update. So at regular intervals during the season, Champion Data will reassess player options and assign dual position status to players in their on-field role changes. For example, in 2021, Jack Zeeble was listed as a forward, but we know that he all played the majority or all of his time down back last year. So under the new rule, someone like a Jack Zeeble could actually get DPP status during the season. And let's just say, if we go back to last year's example, he was a forward. He could then, during the season, get forward defender status. Now, it says during the season, and I do have the intervals. If you count by 6s, you can remember this. So the DPP changes will occur on round 6, 12, and 18. Okay, so that will have major impacts to the game, because someone that may, for example, be only selected as a midfielder, I'm chucking out maybe Nathan Fyfe as an example, we could see by as early as round 6, if he doesn't spend too much time in midfield, no, they've got Brayshaw, Sarong, these type of blokes, if he spends a lot of time up forward, all of a sudden, we can select him in our forward lines. And, well, why is this an issue? Because it could really change the way that we want to structure our side. I'm looking at someone like a Zach Butters, you know, with the potential availability of players like Fyfe coming into our forward line. Is Zach Butters as relevant as what I thought he was going to be? Because I thought, look, he's probably got the potential maybe to finish top 6, top 8. But if we have some of these premium midfielders that for some reason spend a bit of time up forward or in different positions, defender, forward, back, whatever we like, then this may mean that some of the blokes that we pegged in for maybe those top 10 finishes for averages in a particular line may not actually be around that mark anymore. So this is really, really tough to predict at this stage, but we'll have major ramifications, I think. Trade update, change of trade plans during a round. Now you have ultimate flexibility to adjust your moves after lockout. And this is providing that obviously the player isn't already locked out during that round before it happens. Now, so basically, you know, an idea that you could use for this, or an example you could use for this, is that, you know, you trade in a premium, you trade in a rookie that round, the premium plays, awesome, you've already made your trades, and then all of a sudden you realise, oh damn, this rookie is now not going to be playing for some reason. If the rookie hasn't already played, then you'll be able to swap that rookie trade. So remember, he can't have already played for that round. If he hasn't, you can then change your plans and maybe trade in someone else, depending on how much money you got in the bank. But certainly you could trade a like for like, someone at the same price. So again, we know that for those people that aren't as organised as others when it comes to the game, and maybe just decide to make their trades, both their trades early before Friday's game instead of waiting for the lockout like I tend to do, this could be a real bonus for you, I think. So if you're not organised, that'd be great. Also got some customizable, it's a bit of a tongue twister, leagues as well. So basically you can create or join a league at any stage of the season, which is something different. And you can also, I think, relate to whoever gets the top amount of points. So rather than having that traditional, 18 teams where you look at the ladder, you play each other each week, you could just base the league off total points. So whoever's got the most total points, they'll be first on the ladder all the way down to 18th. Now this is the trade assist. Supercoach Plus though, so only for Supercoach Plus. Use our smart tech to help out with every step of the selection process. Intelligent auto picks helps pick a team first. The optimize button, we know about that. But then you get a new trade assist, which actually suggests the best trade move for every round. Now at the start I thought, nah, do not like this at all, because it's simply giving an advantage to those people that aren't putting in the extra hours of research. And I just thought, nah, I'm not a fan of this. It's separating those elite coaches that go that extra mile compared to your, I suppose, casual type player. The casual type player just looks at this, goes, great, that's the best one, in I go. It's about a 5-second job. So it wasn't a big fan of that. But when I did message Al Payton here, so I'll just quickly read it. G'day, I like some of the changes, but not a fan of the trade assist. Not exactly sure how it works, but it could take some skill out of the game. Disadvantage the coaches that put a lot of extra research and effort in. Interested to see how the algorithm actually works. So Al's a great bloke, said, happy to take the feedback. Aimed at players that are really time poor, keep them involved, keep them up to speed. So not really related to the blokes like me that are really, really passionate about the game. But again, he says, I think serious players who do their own research will still be a step ahead. Be keen to see how it works. And then Pete as well. Did mention something about this, but I don't know if I could. It will take me ages to find it because I've been very active on Twitter today. But basically what Pete said about this is that it'll be very similar to the same technology that we had available to us last year. So basically what we could do is we could look at the most popular trade-ins or trade-outs for that round, and I think it's going to be pretty similar to that. So my initial thoughts was I was completely against it, but after sort of having a quick chat with Pete and him being able to sort of clarify things in a way, I don't think that it's going to be anything too different as compared to what we already had last year. So not too worried about that. I'm not really into the Supercoach draft. Yep, that's available to anyone, that article anyway. So, look, again, there's so much to get my head around. I certainly don't know a lot about what's going on, but quickly thought I'd share that with you, particularly given the fact that I have had a bit of a chat with Pete bit of a chat with Al and lots of other guys and girls on Twitter as well, which have been fantastic. Been really great to get everyone's opinions on these, or early opinions on these potential rule changes as well. So take care, guys. Hope that you're well. Thanks for tuning in, and I will now get straight into my new team update. Hopefully will be uploaded by tonight. Take care, guys. Hope you're well. Bye.